Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Sorry for the delay in upload here today. Just had a baby class to go to earlier today. My wife's pregnant, in case I haven't alluded to that in the past. I know I talked to my community about this, but we're due in late January, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're very excited. And no, just cut to the chase. The baby's not going to be named Cash or Baby Cash, but you can call it what you want. Feel free to comment below and guess if you want to learn the name, but I'll probably wait to tell you until he's born. It's a boy, by the way. Anyways, conversation for another day. We're at 97,200. When I went to bed last night, we were at 97.5. It wicked up to my desired entry point. It's basically 99.5, right in that range there, and has since hit one of our profit targets. Good news is I gave a heads up on our trade alert yesterday from our community here, not SUI. We took profits on our long there as well, but our Bitcoin short, the plan was to get in 98 to 100K range and, take profits somewhere in the 95K range there. So either way you look at it, celebrate the small stuff, 38% on our SUI long in 12 hours. And at this point, the question is, are we going to take a long or a short with Bitcoin? We're kind of right on the edge of awesome or unfortunate. I'm still leaning more towards shorting some coins here, but I may not do that today. It just depends. I got to look at a few other things first, but the key takeaway here is that the upper liquidation range has been swept. That's pretty standard stuff. The price wicks up to that area, pulls back as if it never happened, and any of these earlier late shorts just got demolished. Again, they're probably more medium to high leverage, but that's just kind of how that goes. Let's take a look at our liquidation levels here on the back end here first and quickly double check. To preface though, if we look at yesterday's analysis, we can kind of see here that this liquidation range here of 98 to 100,000 has been fully swept. If we take a look here though, we can see this is again the last 7 days. That was a 12-hour look back, by the way. If we look at this guy here, and right there you can see 99K is right that upper range there. So again, pretty much all this got hit. That was the local 12-hour liquidation. If we look here though, this is the last 7 days. There's still a heck of a lot more to the upside, right? So again, all the way liquidation all the way up to 112,000. And then to the downside, it's a little more sparse, right? So even though the price could continue to pull back, majority of those longs got hammered. So we have more shorts in the market, I'm willing to guess, which we can see here still roughly at about 15 billion. This has been maintaining itself for a very long time. Therefore, the expectation for Bitcoin to go up to sweep more shorts is likely. Again, just kind of based on that whole ebbs and flows of trading, what goes up must come down, vice versa here. So just know that we're probably due for a bit of a correction back to the upside here. I do speculate the 100,000 will still be a resistance level, but once more, that absolutely can and will be a non-issue in the relative near future. Anyways, we're still going to look at open interest and recognize here that 94.7 is a heavy concentration for late longs there, as soon as the price started to kind of stabilize, and previous longs at about 102. So we got kind of this range of motion here where we don't have a ton of resistance above us. But as I mentioned in my yesterday's analysis, 101.5, 102,000, that's this area here, that'll prove to be a resistance level. So the price does come up to that area. You may want to consider securing profits on a long or just consider a short at that level, okay? Now at this point here, we want to just kind of look at a few key factors here, and we're going to worry about the weekly and the monthly stuff later. We're not there yet because today is Saturday, it's a low volume day. Oftentimes you get kind of weird price action. But the confluence that I discussed yesterday is this 99.8 mark right here, right where the price wicked up to. That's a resistance range based on previous closures, but also the 20-day SMA kind of hanging out there. And of course, again, that previous smaller time frame liquidation window. So all that has been taken care of. Therefore, the price may be more likely to increase from here than decrease just because there's less resistance there, even though there's still some. All right, and I'm not sure if that makes sense exactly, but to me it does, and I guess that's the important thing here. And if we take a look at our point of control here, we kind of zoom out in this local range. Ever since we've been, 95,000 plus, we can see the most amount of volume at 97,200. That's exactly where the price action's at right now. So this is just kind of like the average, the par for the course for Bitcoin right now is the 97K range. Exactly why I mentioned previously, 97 to 100K is roughly that support range. So liquidation, support, the whole thing there. Hopefully that makes sense in how I describe that. But the general consensus here is that we're kind of trying to teeter between going up or going down. We're right at this precipice or this monumental location. Losing 97K would probably go lower. closing above 97K, we go higher. I just want to speak on this too, because somebody asked, wait, cryptocurrency is 24 hours a day. What are you talking about? The market close? It's not the market close. It's 0 GMT or 5 p.m. Pacific, and for the most part, that is when the daily candlestick closes, and that just kind of gives you a barometer of what happened in the last 24 hours. Because there is no open and close. You kind of have to go with that. That's how 24-hour candles are established. It is basically 0 GMT to 0 GMT. Having said that, though, we're right here with the money flow index right there in the center. Stochastic swinging up, MACD diverging. None of these are like super favorable signs. I think as long as we stay above this 92, 93K range, we're okay. But we may want to presume the price goes lower just based on simple, continuation here. We did have a pretty nice doji candle yesterday, but that was a Friday. I don't really trust trading the weekend, so just be mindful of that if you're going to consider trading this weekend. There's a couple of alerts that triggered on some altcoins for potential short entries that I had trigger. Of course, that triggered at 12 a.m. last night when I was sound asleep, and we missed 2 golden opportunities, unfortunately, for some shorts. But again, you don't want to cry over spilt milk on this game, folks. It's never going to do you any good, even though it was frustrating to me that had happened because I missed opportunities for our community. They happen all the time. And to me, it hit home a little harder just because it's been a more challenging month than usual with all these ridiculous manipulations and just some fundamental catalysts that we don't have any control over. There's a lot of things happening this month, so you just need to be mindful that, take the wins when you can get them. Less is more. So even though I don't have as many opportunities as I'd like this month, majority of them have been favorable, and we've cut our losses in a lot of unique situations too before they got too out of control. So you got to learn to do that. 4-hour time frame, we can see we're underneath all moving averages here. We spent 8 hours above the 200-day SMA. Otherwise, we're still below it. The 20-day SMA is working its way down. We could stretch out this descending trend here and kind of give us a better understanding of where that's at. See, we're still respecting the descending trend. And again, me personally, a descending trend or ascending trend on the 4-hour, more specifically, it's the 20 or the 50-day SMA that kind of establishes that. Obviously, higher highs and higher lows are a different thing. We are establishing higher highs. We're still not above that 20-day SMA, and that's kind of a big deal for me because that tells me that we're still trending down and that we shouldn't just presumptuously take a long because the price is going sideways. A lot of times you'll see bullish rectangles or bearish rectangles form when the price action overextends itself in a direction, doesn't go any further, and it continues that same direction. We may continue lower. This weekend is not a very good barometer for that. Having said that, though, we're under 50 in the RSI. Money flow index is still low. Those are confirming factors for me to not take a long position. Stochastic swinging down here as well. MACD kind of fizzling out. There's a lot of reasons to me here at this point that this doesn't really seem all that trustworthy as far as taking along to the upside. While we had some coins yesterday looking very strong, like SUI, for example, we got that nice pump up there to that the recent high where the price rejected off 485. I know this isn't an SUI analysis, but I analyze that coin daily, and we've been taking a lot of profit off that recently. But that was the one outlier of almost the entire market outside of maybe Dogecoin and a couple of other small ones that were actually moving upwards yesterday. Okay, majority of the market right now is short-sighted, which basically just means that it's going to go down more likely than it is to go up. Hourly time frame, Ichimoku Cloud, this is going to give us some conflicting information in a way where it's going to be basically saying that the lagging span is intersecting the price action. So just say the price goes sideways and down just a little bit, right? It looks something like this. The lagging span would be free and clear. Conversion line would be below the baseline, and would be still below the cloud, the descending trend. So unless we close at 97.5 or higher, that was the closure I was looking for yesterday, which even though we closed right at that level, there was not enough momentum at the point to want to warrant a long position, not enough meat on the bone. At this point here, I would say the same thing. So simply to put, to put it simple, if the price can go sideways and up and close, just say closer to 98K, I would have a lot more confidence in the price action being more likely to increase from there than I would take it along right now. Even though it's a higher price point and you'd have less potential profit, it would still be more desirable because the potential is higher. If you look at the 4-hour time frame here too as well, and you just kind of look at the SMAs, we're still below all of them. Generally speaking, it's bad. It's ill-advised to trade into SMAs at this point. Okay, again, the whole dynamic here is shifting. Doesn't mean we're going to go to 0 or even 90K. It just means that we're probably more likely to go down statistically at this point. This being a weekend, volume's pretty low. It's fairly unpredictable, so just be mindful of that. However you look at it here, I'm going to go ahead and post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Obviously, I kind of pointed out here, but this is what it looks like if you want to go ahead and follow. I post my playout charts and any other relevant information here for you in case you're kind of curious about that. Other than that, we have a lot of new members that joined us here over the last week here. So if you're part of my Trading Academy community or Signals group, be sure you read through, first of all, our trade alerts so you kind of stay abreast on coins I'm planning to take trades with. Both these trade alerts from yesterday ended up in profit. Congrats to those who took them. Signals guide, extremely important, folks. If you're taking my signals and following my trades, you dang near need to know how to manage them and what I like to look for. Don't just automatically follow everything. It's just not the way to go. All right. Anyways, all that stuff's here. And obviously make sure you watch my university videos too. I think that's a good foundation. I do want to say thank you so much for being an amazing part of my life. You know who you are, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have yourself a great rest of your day. And again, future reference, I typically work Monday through Saturday. I have Sundays off. We'll see you the next one. Have a good one. Take care.